Alright, folks, let's dive straight into the heart of the storm brewing in Los Angeles. The offseason has barely begun, and yet the whispers are getting louder, turning into roars. A pivotal player's future hangs in the balance, and if the dominoes start falling, we could witness a seismic shift not only in the team's structure, but also across the entire Western Conference. Imagine the general manager behind closed doors plotting a trade with precision, aiming to flip an expiring contract into a game-changing acquisition. This isn't just about dumping salary. It's about reshaping the roster with intent. The ideal target? A defensive-minded wing who can knock down threes. Someone who embodies the modern NBA's demand for versatility on both ends of the floor. Think of a player whose rim protection combined with the ability to stretch the floor from the corners makes him an elite two-way presence. Bringing in such a talent alongside the team's established stars would immediately elevate the defensive. Schemes transforming weaknesses into strengths almost overnight, but there's more to this potential move than just swapping players. The front office is also considering sign and trade scenarios, which could pave the way for a seasoned veteran guard to come in. Someone with playoff scars, a steady hand in crunch time, and the kind of court vision that keeps defenses honest. Imagine the impact of adding a sharpshooter who thrives under pressure, spacing the floor and opening driving lanes for the stars to operate. The off-ball movement of such players is critical, forcing opposing defenses to stay alert and preventing them from collapsing in the paint. It's all about creating balance, ensuring that every possession is a threat from multiple angles. And don't overlook the possibility of packaging draft picks to chase a third star. An explosive scorer in his prime, capable of breaking down. Defenses with ease would complement the existing roster perfectly. It's a bold move, but this front office has never shied away from taking calculated risks. Alternatively, some within the organization are advocating for a more measured approach, suggesting the focus should be on reinforcing the front court. With valuable cap space opening up, strategic use of the mid-level exception or leveraging trade assets to acquire a defensive anchor becomes a viable path. Players known for their agility in hedging screens and shot-blocking prowess are high on the list as the team looks to fortify its interior defense, a long-standing point of concern for months now. Bolstering the paint has been a clear priority. Executing a trade centered around the expiring contract of this player, perhaps coupled with a first-round pick and a promising young wing, could provide the leverage needed to close a significant deal. However, moving this player comes with its own set of challenges. His departure would undoubtedly create a void in the backcourt rotation. The team would need to recalibrate, potentially entrusting greater responsibilities to up-and-coming guards while leaning on the steady presence of their veteran backcourt. This transitional period would be crucial for player development as grooming the next generation of contributors becomes essential. Alternatively, bringing in a reliable backup point guard, someone who can manage the game and alleviate the workload of the main stars, is under serious consideration. Of course, not everyone is sold on the idea of parting ways with this player. His chemistry with the team's marquee star is undeniable, and his role as a catch-and-shoot threat has been instrumental in keeping the offense fluid, especially during rotations when the primary duo is resting. His ability to space the floor consistently is a rare commodity, and critics of the trade notion argue that losing such a player could disrupt the team's offensive rhythm. But make no mistake, the front office is willing to make tough decisions. Sentimentality has no place when championship aspirations are on the line. If a more lucrative opportunity arises, be it a better fit player-wise or a more advantageous package of draft assets, the organization won't hesitate. Zooming out to look at a bigger picture, this potential trade isn't just a personnel move. It's a financial strategy. Managing the salary cap has become a delicate dance, especially with significant portions of the payroll tied up in star contracts. Every transaction is scrutinized through the lens of cap flexibility, luxury, tax implications on long-term competitiveness. Offloading this player's contract could unlock the ability to utilize exceptions and sign high-energy role players, all while preserving the team's depth and future assets. The financial nuances here are critical, freeing up between $15 to $20 million in cap space isn't just a number on a spreadsheet, it's the difference between stagnation and evolution. It opens doors for acquiring dynamic support players who can make immediate impacts, all while maintaining promising talents like Talon Horton Tucker and Max Christie. Picture a revamped starting lineup featuring Doncic, LeBron, Jackson Jr., a reliable floor general, and a defensively minded center. The possibilities are tantalizing, especially with the flexibility to explore the free agent market further. But these scenarios hinge on the team's ability to execute precise, calculated negotiations. The front office's network of relationships across the league will be pivotal as they probe rival general managers to gauge what offers could be on the table. Hypothetically, what would another team be willing to surrender for this player? And a first-round pick in 2027? These conversations, while speculative on the surface, shape the landscape of the offseason. As interest builds, trade discussions can spread like wildfire throughout the league, with one inquiry sparking a chain reaction of proposals and counteroffers. Yet beyond the statistics and cap sheets, there's a human element to all of this. Inside the locker room, this player is cherished for his work ethic, infectious energy, and leadership. His exit wouldn't just be a transactional shift, it would ripple through the team's culture. That said, it could also ignite a next man up mentality, offering younger guards a golden opportunity to step into larger roles, injecting fresh energy into practices and games alike. Veteran players would naturally assume mentorship roles, guiding a new wave of talent while preserving the team's identity and values. Still, the question lingers, does the organization truly intend to part ways with a homegrown fan favorite? Or is this all a meticulously crafted strategy to enhance his trade value? In the high-stakes chess game of the NBA, appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes trade rumors are leveraged to drum up better offers or to mask more intricate long-term plans. With the offseason heating up, fans and analysts alike are on high alert, dissecting every report and rumor. Right now, the buzz surrounding this player's potential move feels more tangible than ever. Reliable sources suggest that the franchise isn't just entertaining offers, but is actively engaging in meaningful discussions that could lead to a blockbuster deal. For a player who has consistently influenced games with his versatile skill set, the idea of him being traded might seem far-fetched, but the ever-evolving priorities of team management demand constant reevaluation. Financially, his current 4-year, $53 million contract is approaching its final chapter, with an annual salary hovering around $13 million. The franchise holds the option to extend him for an additional 4 years, bumping the total to nearly $89 million, which would escalate his yearly cap hit to roughly $22 million. For most teams, locking in a rising star at that price point would be a no-brainer, yet the unique financial pressures faced by this team complicate the decision. With core players commanding hefty salaries, projections indicate that without creative cap management, the luxury tax could skyrocket past the $200 million mark. In this light, trading this player, despite his popularity and contributions, emerges as a financially prudent, albeit emotionally challenging choice. His regular season stats paint a compelling picture, averaging 20 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds per game, shooting an efficient 46% from the field and an impressive 37.7% from beyond the arc. These are numbers worthy of all-star recognition, particularly for a former undrafted sixth man. However, his playoff performance told a different story. It dipped to 16 points per game, with shooting percentages falling to 41.1. Overall, and just 31.9 from 3, alongside a turnover ratio that raised eyebrows, has fueled critiques. When playoff defenses tighten and possessions become more deliberate, questions about his adaptability at the highest level intensify. Nonetheless, his clutch performances in certain key games where the team struggled to find offensive rhythm have been undeniable. The front office is now weighing these factors meticulously. Sentiment cannot outweigh the cold calculus of building a championship contender. If there's a belief that swapping him for a high-impact defender, possibly coupled with a valuable draft asset, increases the team's odds of reaching the finals, the move becomes not only logical, but necessary. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In a stunning move that has sent shockwaves through the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo is officially a Los Angeles Laker. After weeks of speculation and behind-the-scenes negotiations, the deal has been finalized, marking one of the most significant player acquisitions in recent years. The two-time MVP and former Milwaukee Bucks star will now join forces with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, forming a new super team with championship aspirations in the heart of Los Angeles. Antetokounmpo's decision ends a storied chapter in Milwaukee, where he led the Bucks to an NBA title in 2021 and became a beloved figure not only for his dominant performances on the court, but also for his humility and commitment to the city. His departure was not taken lightly, but sources close to the player suggest he was eager for a new challenge and enticed by the opportunity to compete in a larger market with a storied franchise like the Lakers. The Lakers, who have been searching for a way to return to dominance after a string of inconsistent seasons since their 2020 championship, now find themselves with arguably the most formidable trio in the league. Giannis brings elite defense, unmatched athleticism, and relentless drive, qualities that perfectly complement LeBron's court vision and Davis's versatility. Fan reactions across the NBA spectrum have been intense. While Lakers supporters are already dreaming of multiple championships, rival teams are scrambling to reassess their strategies. The Western Conference, already fiercely competitive, now faces a new giant to contend with. The exact terms of the Winnie deal have not yet been made public, but league insiders suggest it includes a long-term commitment from Giannis, signaling that he is ready to make Los Angeles his new home. The Lakers front office, long criticized for its management decisions, is now being praised for pulling off what many considered an impossible move. With training camp just around the corner, all eyes will be on the Lakers as they prepare for a season that promises to be unforgettable. One thing is clear, the balance of power in the NBA has shifted, and the purple and gold are once again at the center of the basketball universe. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.